Hello and welcome to Patrick's Models and Railway, which is now, it also includes a footbridge. Well, I've not really assembled the footbridge, I've sort of positioned it. It's a bit like a castle of cards at the moment, a house of cards that would fall down very easily. It's sort of propped up, but this is the position, this is where I'm going to position the footbridge. Of course, it's lacking the banisters. Here's the box over here. I have to glue it together, probably even weather it a wee bit, and I've opted for this layout here of the stairs, and it's really nice. It gives a nice three-dimensional effect. Treviso railway station has a very nice footbridge. I've seen some nice footbridges in Romania as well. In the meantime, the works train is passing underneath, hauled by the Kleinbahn D120 locomotive, which is hauling bunker first for a change. We've got an ex-Prussian Railways third-class compartment coach, brake coach. It's carrying SNCF, French Railways, State Railways lettering, so this is one of the armistice items of rolling stock that were handed over to France at the end of World War I by Germany, by the German State Railways, the various, because Germany at the time, each state had its own railway. Reichsbahn didn't exist yet, it was established in 1920. So, this is a position, back to the footbridge. The footbridge has to be glued together. I have to fit the banisters and everything else, and the railings. I would like to be able to keep it modular, so the 2 flights of stairs and the actual footbridge. I don't know if that's possible. I have to see how to organise that with the railings. Because it would be easier, because this is not a permanent layout and it has to be put away. Can't be out all the time. On the other hand, so it would be handier. But on the other hand, it would be also more wobbly, more risk of things falling. I would have to find a way of anchoring things on. So even if I assemble it completely as one piece, anyway, I'm going to get a nice, good quality cardboard box with a lid to keep all these buildings in, because they take up space. And I can't have them permanently parked on top of the trolley when the board is down, because they gather dust, and I also need that surface in this small room to do for my job. You can see here some textbooks and other nice things like paperwork and filing boxes up there, and this is my office, and so that's the whole point. I'll probably just assemble it. I'll use Tamiya cement because it's the best thing for this kind of job. Anyway, now that I've decided where to fit the footbridge, I'm actually going to get round to drilling the holes for the Christmas lights to light up the terraced houses. The 3 houses over there, they still have to be semi-dismantled and fixed up. That's a job I'll have to do. I'll have to stick them in the freezer. Mentioning the freezer is going to be involved being involved in the restoration of the BB 67,000 locomotive, because when I bought, but I'll talk about this in a specific video, because when I got that very nice brake coach, which I have since serviced, cleaned, and works very, very well, 3-axle. I just like to look at that third axle, the central axle, how it slides around on the bends. It's fantastic. There was an extra wagon in there which is going to donate. It has the exact correct SNCF pattern buffers for the BB 67,000, and of course they're glued in, so they're going to have to be unglued, and will be donated, and it will save me having to cut rectangular buffers with a rounded off external edge, a lot of filing, a lot of work, extra work. So then the last thing I wanted to talk about are trees. So I received a lot of trees from a friend in Trieste via pal of mine from Mira, who was there, and there are a lot of fir trees of various sizes. My setting is more in the plain, so it's not really a fir tree area. These are not really fantastic. It's from a Hachette build your own model railway collection of over 20 years ago, but they're not bad. The fir trees are not bad. There are even bigger ones. These would be great for filling in if you have a big permanent layout and you want to fill in and make a nice backdrop. For example, they would look very well on Railway 187's layout, the one, especially the one set in the Soviet Union. And Eric has got some really very nice backdrop and trees and things, which I don't have. And my backdrop is the studio for the moment, the boxes and all the rest of the stuff, which I'm actually doing a big tidying operation in here. I don't know if my wife believes that, but okay, let's pretend she believes me when I say I'm tidying. And then I've got these other ones. The only two trees that are not fir trees, or maybe I have two or three of these ones here, are these things here. But they're very funny. They remind me of broccoli. These kind of round polystyrene. I suppose that seen from a distance, that might look the part. So we'll have to do some tests and decide. I mean, I'm not planning to fill Chapelon-Crosti and Brunel with trees, but it's not normal to have no trees at all. So we'll have to. I mean, the citizens need some shade, and trees are also good. You know, they're very important in the environment. So I'll have to find a way to test these trees here, the broccoli trees. Maybe this is the secret of broccoli. The broccoli trees. That sounds like an April's Fool. The broccoli tree. They don't grow on trees. I remember once making a silly joke about the hazards of working in a watermelon plantation. You know, when they're ripe and they fall off the trees. Of course, watermelons don't grow on trees, and I was mentioning, I don't think I was making a joke with somebody once and saying, well, you know, it's very dangerous. It was at the beginning of April, and the workers have to wear not hard hats, helmets, because of protection. So that was me just being daft and inventing things. I love April's Fool. I like to. The problem is that very often I'm very busy at the beginning of April, and I don't have time to prepare a proper April's Fool. But I've fallen for quite a few April's Fools. I remember one on some really good ones, and then you see, what day is it today? 1st of April. Oh, come on, I'm gone soft. Okay, so that's the update on the layout. So I'll be working on the footbridge and beginning with other odds and ends. And we'll also here the layout, get the drill out, get the lights. I'm planning this time here to, on Chapelon-Crosti, the Christmas lights are held in position by a system of strips of cardboard. You can see them there, and drawing pins. This time I might hot glue them. I might hot glue the wires in place, just to save myself some. It's a bit more permanent, and it's we'll see what to do. But I might go for the hot glue this time here. But I have to. That's a job we'll do together. That's not really. Now we have to finish working on the layout and getting the place really ready. everything has to be in a certain place, and then we begin with the wiring and all the rest of it. Okay, and then at that point I'll be able to decide what to do with the sidings, whether to interrupt and have the external half moon under another controller, even if this is a very small layout and I don't really have another circuit. I'm a bit undecided what to do. On the other hand, I like having it on one controller, because having it on one controller I can really go wherever I want on the layout without having to switch around. So we might go for some more different solutions, so we'll see what to do. Okay, I mean, it's about playing trains in the end. This is my channel is about making a simple layout that you can actually play trains on in an environment where you don't have much space, because I don't have much space and I don't have a dedicated room for trains, or a basement, or a loft, or whatever it is. Okay, so cheerio, and see you next time. And if you like the video, give it a like, subscribe to the channel, click the notification bell, but let me know what you think about, in particular about the trees. What should I do about the trees? Where do you think, where should I put some trees in this layout? Your opinions are more than welcome. Cheerio, and see you next time. We'll just bring this train into the siding right now. Slow down a bit. The two flat wagons are Jouef. Okay, cheerio, and see you next time. Forgot to operate that. Okay, ciao ciao. What are they doing in here? Having a sleep.